Good morning, Internet world. Welcome to the Medicare Cafe. You're joined by your host. My name is Olivia Richardson.
And my name's Benjamin Lavis.
So we were just talking about this. Bad kids at Christmas getting coal.
I've never experienced that once in my life.
No, I haven't either. Has anybody...
I felt that was pointed directly at me.
Okay, here's the thing. It's not 1872. I don't know if you're getting coal or not.
I'm a witch.
I am a witch. Side quest. But here's a legit question I have.
Okay.
Wouldn't coal be an excellent gift for a kid? Because wasn't it like cold? Not like perpetually cold. But in December, in the early, as Kay would say, the olden days, but he's talking about the 90s. The 1900s.
He's talking about 3 p.m. yesterday.
I know. So if we're talking about kids, gift for kids back in the day where coal was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's still a thing, but when coal was like a thing that American families used regularly. Isn't that actually like a really good gift? Warmth?
When did that come? When was coal for Christmas popularized?
I don't know. I saw the Stop Go animation about it. It seemed like an important time.
I feel like if Charlie
not
wanted
once, but how many times?
If Charlie still wanted a second bowl of soup, and he was also getting coal, he could probably trade.
See, that was a
coal for
1900s thing. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory reference.
Nope.
Oh. I was thinking cabbage soup.
Please, sir. I'd like some more.
His name was Charlie?
Oliver.
The orphan? Oliver, you stupid. Welcome to the Medicare Cafe, guys. Charlie. Okay, so.
And the Chocolate Factory. What color is coal?
I was going to say Charlie from the Chocolate Factory was cabbage soup.
Yes,
so,
it was.
I asked my mom to make it for me as a kid.
You asked your mom to make you cabbage soup?
Mom, I don't want cabbage.
You want cabbage soup?
Saw the movie.
Did you do it with a British accent? Mom, can I please have some cabbage soup?
Surely if I have cabbage soup, then I will find the golden ticket.
We have to find the rails.
Cabbage soup.
Guys, today on the Medicare Cafe, after all this chaos, again, I still want to know about the coal thing. What we're going to talk, was it a cramp? No, focus. We're going to talk about things that agents are doing, because guys, it's AEP prep, right? We are in the thick of it. 3 months before AEP. Honestly, if you haven't done a lot of this stuff, you are way past due. We had our AEP boot camp last week, so if you missed it, I'm sorry. It was really, really cool. Ben, Will, Clayton did fantastic jobs explaining what to do before, during, and after AEP. So we are very much in the before AEP timeframe. Yeah. We work with over 11,000 agents now nationwide. So we have quite the ability to talk about what is it, agents who are the most successful, have the greatest AEP. What are they doing today to make sure that October 1st, I mean, everybody's kind of swimming sideways October 1st, October 15th, but how can you make sure you're at least in a really good raft?
Yeah. If we want to talk about building rafts, then
Nope.
I'm ready. But I was sitting down and kind of talking to Clayton just before stepping in here, and I was like, man, what? I feel like AEP prep doesn't ever end.
No.
And kind of.
We were doing AEP prep webinar or Medicare cafes in January.
Correct.
There is no time frame. Your entire year is setting up the last 8 weeks of the year.
100%. And I think right now it is, you have to triage. I think that's a huge part of figuring out what you need to do.
Double click on that. That means expand.
Oh.
Unreal.
Double click on that.
I was like, did I use that word wrong?
No. Please expand.
I think you need, so there's a lot of time that you can be spending the first 8 months of the year preparing for AEP. However, with only a couple of weeks before she's here, you need to ensure that you've done
Krampus.
Like Krampus. Yes. AEP is Krampus this episode. What steps do you need to be ensuring are done? Yes, your fun, super good, crazy out there marketing ideas are really exciting, are really cool. Is that going to be able to come to fruition before October 1st? And the answer might have to be no. Still a good idea. Put a pin in it.
Put a pin in there.
But.
So I got a couple questions here. Will anything be sent out to those who couldn't attend? You can talk to Ben.
Coal.
I
I
love the
will be
whole
sending Cole to
Christmas and
everyone who
August
didn't
theme.
attend.
So what you can do if you were not able to actually attend our AEP boot camp, there were some handouts, some things that we have. The Integrity Connect walkthrough, I think, was like the winner of that. People getting to see the new features. Not that you
Selfishly,
were.
I
Not that you
wanted
were. No,
me
you
to
guys
be
are
the
great.
winner, but yes,
Mhm.
Gio did steal the win.
There. So what I would recommend doing is calling your region director, your region growth specialist, Ben, Autumn, Hank, Adam, Will, Amy, Clayton. Tanner's new. Bless Tanner. I do love Tanner. So make sure you're reaching out to them. They're more than happy to give you their footnotes, more than happy to talk to you about that. Even in some cases, give you parts of the presentation, talk to them about it. Mary says, what are the ANOC requirements when someone just qualifies for Part D or Part C in the last quarter? So I'm curious what you mean by ANOC requirements. Anybody who is on a Medicare Advantage or PDP plan prior. Oh, are you saying?
I don't think they wouldn't have an annual notice of change if they only just
Well,
qualified.
So if they got on a plan in October for like a November 1st effective date, ANOCs for that plan were originally sent out in 2020, like in September, right? So since they missed September, I've been doing this will be my 14th AEP. I've never been asked that. I imagine so as the agent, it is your responsibility to make sure they understand at that time, like you're enrolling them into two plans, right? You're enrolling them into their 2026 plan. You're also enrolling them into their 2027 plan. So it is your responsibility to make sure they understand how that plan changes or if they need a new plan between their effective date and the new year. That being said, what information is the carrier sending them? I don't have a clue. I don't know.
I don't know if the carrier will send it. If it's an
They have
organization
to.
like Aetna, I know ANOCs are accessible in the portal,
But like, what will they receive?
but I don't know if they'll get it in the
What
mail.
an excellent question, Mary.
This is where I scream and I ask for help.
Scream into the void. Okay, so here are, and if you guys have more questions, please let me know. That is my real phone number. So text me, even if you're watching a recorded version of this, please text me. I'm also very lonely.
Draw a picture of a horse and send it.
That was like 3 years ago. Everybody started sending me pictures of horses. And
Bring
I'm
it
like,
back.
what's happening? And it was you and Sadie. I was at
Medicarians, I think.
Medicare. Okay, guys, so here's what's going on. Let's look at what our agent's doing between now and October 1st. I don't even gonna say October 1st. Between now and the end of August, right? What are agents doing between now and the end of August, mid-September, to make sure that they are set up for a really solid AEP? Because guess what? This AEP is going to be as much, if not more tumultuous, if not more, what's the word? Disruptive than before. If you're at the AEP boot camp,
Double click that.
don't you love? Are you gonna start using that? Hey, double click that for me. Expand that. No. If you are AEP prep meetings in full effect, Autumn, preach girl, AEP, like call and talk to your people and get an AEP prep meeting. So last year, we know during AEP, we had about 2.4 service area reductions, meaning that 2.4 million Americans and people, Medicare beneficiaries, were told that their plan would not exist January 1.
Which is up from 1.8 the year
1.8
prior.
This year, Def Research is expecting 3.4 million. 3.4 million. That is
To the moon.
insane. And so we're not seeing a slowdown of individuals needing agents. We're not seeing a slowdown of plans and disruption and adjustment. We are, and here's something that actually really upset me. And I understand the statistics. One thing I was like, here's really good news, really bad news. Really good news was that 88% of beneficiaries who used an agent said they had a really positive experience with their agent when they enrolled in the plan. 88% of them said they had a very positive experience. That's really great news. Only 55% said that they will use an agent again. So, like, that's not great. And so just making sure that, like, we are doing everything we can to be the most prepared to help the most people that we can, the people and just to be available, right? So here's some things that agents are doing today to make sure that they're going to have the most successful AEP.
I think a huge part of any and all of that comes down to like the agent's role in the client's life cycle has to look different. I would probably I wouldn't bet my career. I won't go that far, but
Mm.
especially with
You should bet your career. Let's see.
No, hold on.
Let's see, Cabbage Boy.
I would say a huge portion of the folks that probably maybe had a positive experience, maybe had the wrong idea in mind, maybe they had
That wrong expectation.
a very low bar, but it was positive.
Mhm.
Positive may have just meant nothing broke, nothing
Yeah.
didn't work well. I would say that those are the folks that probably aren't going to use an agent again because it was just kind of mediocre, but maybe their expectations were so like, well, the agent's going to scam me. Well,
Yeah.
I'm not scammed. So like that was a positive experience.
Yeah.
So we have to go like that extra step as a true advisor. We need to
Yeah.
be bringing up other products. We need
Yeah.
to be advocating for the client as a whole. We need to make suggestions. We need to have a system that shows that we can take care of as many people as possible instead of just having this be
Yeah.
a quarter four transaction.
I think you so hit the nail on the head. Mary's asking, how is that even possible? 88% say good experience, only 55 are going to use an agent again. So there's a couple theories to that. Number one theory, I think Ben nailed it, expectations. The expectation of a lot of agents, they're not setting up the expectation of a long-term relationship. I helped you with this enrollment. So it's a lot of times, a lot of consumers are thinking, okay, I know how to do this now. I've been educated on Medicare. I'll handle it myself next time, right? I think an even bigger one is the poor expectation of this plan is going to fit you for the remainder of your years.
Yeah.
To where they're saying like, oh, if I need to switch again, of course I'll use an agent, but I have no this process was so confusing, so complicated. I have no intention of ever doing this again
I'll never
because
do this for another
as long
3
as I pay
years.
my premium, I'll be
Yeah.
able to keep enrolling as long as I'm on a Medicare Advantage plan, this is my plan.
Well, thank goodness that our clients always read their annual notice of change
Right.
and they know exactly how the new plan will be affecting them in the
100%.
year. So like honestly, maybe it makes
Mhm.
sense.
I think it's I think it's our job as agents, and Ben, again, I'm just going to keep repeating what you said, is just to set the expectation. This plan, this Medicare Advantage plan is good for the next 12 months. We will need to revisit come next AEP. I am your agent for the long haul. If you have questions, comments, concerns, you call me. You don't call a 1-800 number. You call my staff. You call my team. This is what the expectation is. So I say like the reason why there's such a big discrepancy there is because consumers don't have the right expectations of how and when to use their agents. So
What would you say then right now? Like let's give some applicable things for agents to not only set the right
Mhm.
expectation, but then be able to follow through and
Mhm.
provide this positive experience, and that really makes that client want to use an agent again. What should we be doing right now?
consistency, I think, is the number one thing. They say that in order to help with your loyalty, you have to contact your clients 7 times per year. So newsletters, emails, check-in phone calls, calling to set the appointment come October, always having your next appointment planned. So even if you're having an appointment come October, whenever they leave your office, make sure that you already have their next appointment set. So whether that's Q1 for a Q1 follow-up, or if it's not even until next October, just doing exactly what our dentist does. Our dentist never lets us leave until we have our next appointment set. So just setting the expectation of you and I will need to meet again. Even if you're not moving, even if you're happy, even if nothing changed, you and I at minimum need to have a conversation.
I'm going to add a little flavor text to that.
Oh,
My dentist.
did you say flavor text?
Mhm.
Are we okay with that, Alex?
He's gonna like it.
Yeah,
Okay, Alex is okay with it.
It's
Okay.
like
I've been
okay.
outvoted. Please
It's a
continue.
2-1. I have been using the same dentist since I've started working here. I just celebrated 5 years at SMS, which
Hey, welcome. What a little
well, honestly, and I'm
plug.
on the cafe this week too.
You're on the cafe. What a great day you're
What a
having. What a great
day.
week.
It'll
you're
be ruined by
having.
tomorrow. That's fine.
I'll make sure of it.
I have been going to the same dentist this entire time.
Mhm.
What my dentist and my, the whole staff did a very good job of was ensure that I never left without that next appointment.
Mhm.
Part of that was why I've never
I don't
never
miss it.
left the dentist.
And if that appointment doesn't work, I'll call them and say, hey, I need to reschedule. It's not
1000%.
canceling, it's rescheduling.
Correct. I did not get a scheduled appointment at my last one,
Oh, I've done this.
and now I feel left and forgotten.
I did that. And I went 3 years without seeing a dentist.
And so now I'm like, maybe I'll find a new dentist.
Oh, you're taking it personally.
hmm
Okay, King. Pop
So like,
off.
I mean,
We have beef with the dentist now. I'm here
and their
for it.
teeth,
And the teeth.
and the teeth.
So again, I think it is all about one, making your consumers, your job is to make sure they fully understand the expectations of being your client, the expectations of their plan. I also think a lot of it is like good service isn't good enough anymore. You know what I mean? Like just being there, answering the phone when they call, answering their questions when they need it, getting them enrolled in a plan. Good service isn't good enough. We have to make sure we're adding value outside of just enrolling them into a Medicare insurance plan. That's what that statistic tells me. So being more convenient, using things like online enrollment platforms, using things like personal agent websites, convenient is a value add. Adding those additional products, doing holistic portfolio reviews, not just Medicare Advantage or PDP reviews. I think that's a huge true personalizations. I think we just have to find ways that add value, but actually also add profit. And that's what the best ones will do. The more value you add should be both helping you retain your book of business, but also adding to your bottom line.
Yeah, because I mean, the best referral someone can ever make is someone who's been with the same organization for multiple years.
Sure.
Because they and themselves and their experiences are the ones that the referred person can look at that and say like, well, what makes you think that you can refer that type of person?
Yeah.
It's like, well, I've been through every season with them.
Yeah.
I've been through the good, the bad, when I was getting my golf clubs, and now when I'm not getting
I was getting my golf
huge,
clubs. Now I'm there when my dental's getting cut.
correct. Or my premium is now skyrocketing.
Yeah.
So like through thick and thin, my agent was there for me.
So that's Terry. I love Terry. Terry, longtime listener, frequent
Please
caller.
tell me he drew a picture of a horse.
Terry did not give me a picture of a horse. There's still time, Terry. Terry says, so doing newsletters can't hurt. I am a big newsletter fan. In fact, we actually at Senior Marketing Specialists make newsletters for our agents that you can customize, put your name, logo, headshot, whatever you want on there. We do a pre-AEP one, and I will tell you this. So again, expectations, set expectations, set expectations. We have a lot of agents that are looking for ways to help navigate, helping people enroll in their PDPs, helping people collect getting as much done outside of the appointment as they possibly can to fit in more appointments, right? Yeah. And so they're using things like Client Sync or Retire Flow, things like that to collect the data and get the client engaged earlier in the process versus than expecting them to do everything within a one set time at the appointment. And they're using their AEP newsletter to let people know, hey, this year you are going to be receiving a link from me. It's going to be from Plan Enroll. That is real. That is me. Please make sure that you are filling out that information. And what's crazy is that they sent that out. He said that the amount of phone calls he got of people saying, oh, I didn't get the email for Plan Enroll. Can you please send that? So one, it let people know, hey, this is me. I'm going to use this technology. It is real. Yep. That was awesome. But then the amount of people he's like, oh, they didn't get the email because it went to spam, or maybe he didn't have the permission to contacts correctly in there. Yeah. He was like, they were so willing to engage with me because, again, we are having the most engaged consumer every single year than we've ever had before because the disruption, obviously we know how it affects us as agents, but the consumers at the end of the day are getting their worlds rocked by disruption, by change. So they're more engaged than ever, which is great news for us.
I think it's even spookier too, because then they feel like the true negatives of it. And so that, we've almost become slightly numbed to the idea of negative news as an agent because we see it in the industry. We see it happening to all of our folks. This may be the first time that they are receiving some type of negative news, or that could be the last straw that really changes their financial standing as a client themselves.
Well, think about
there's so much weighing on them.
Think about the negative news that we're getting. We're going to have a really busy AEP and we don't know what we're getting paid for. Like that's stressful. Their stress is, can I afford to see my doctor? Can I afford to be medically okay? Like the stresses are significantly different kinds of stresses. And I think you brought up a great point. It's really easy for us to get numb looking at how we're going to experience this AEP, let alone how our consumers are going to experience that.
I think in the same vein of not only expectations, but removing that bias from each interaction with your client. Like we don't want any of them to feel rushed. Like it's very easy for us to be like, oh man, Mary Beth is asking if their, her son or daughter should get into soccer because, one leg's a little longer than the other one. Like,
what's wrong with Sarah?
Like,
what's wrong with her bloodline?
But that's might be a conversation we need to have right now. But nonetheless, like that client still needs to be heard because they're going through potentially one of the most difficult decisions that they'll make this entire year.
I mean,
what do I do?
Huge impacts. So I have here, I'm not going to go through them all in depth because we're already 21 minutes in today's episode. But I think we're talking about really important things. Just again, just perspective, 100, like just what is the perspective looking like? What are we expected to do? What's the industry expected to do? Again, if you want to hear more about deaf numbers, if you want to hear more about industry updates and about star ratings and how that's impacting everything, that was covered in the AEP Bootcamp. Reach out to your growth specialist, have some conversations with them about what was covered in that. They all attended. But here are just some things that I would recommend doing going in, like now, within the next week or so, going into this AEP so that come October 1st, you're just pushing the start button. Like you are just going. Number one, I would say learning and practicing tech. Like everything. Integrity Connect has launched so many new features in the last 3 weeks that, like, I don't care how involved in the program you are. There are a million things that it is doing that I really think can help save you time, energy, and give a consumer a better experience. Come AEP, tech doesn't replace you. Tech enhances the experience. And so if you're thinking like, oh, I'm going to use this tech and I'm, to replace a lot of my stuff. No. It is designed to enhance consumer experience. So making sure that you're familiarizing yourself and you feel really confident about the tech going into October 1st.
It's a tool. Yeah, the tool can't be used without a handyman. Like you still got to be able to have both.
Yeah. I think and going into the tech, the second tip that I have is to start organizing your book. Now the tech will do that for you. Like the tech we'll talk about like different ways that the tech will do that. What we used to do this time of year was we used to start really looking at sneak peeks and really looking at what plan was going to be the winner, what plan was going to be, what am I going to write most of? Like we don't have that information yet. We have some sneak peeks from UHC, Humana, not Humana,
Aetna.
UHC, Aetna, Essence, Devoted. Like we're getting sneak peeks from people, but they're not going to be intuitive to who you're going to write, what clients you're going to write on October 15th. Like,
and
that's not what it is.
Looking for that either.
No,
we have
you
to
used
diversify.
to. You used to be able to do
yes.
that. You can't do that anymore. No. So you need to be, instead of looking at plans to figure out what plans are going to win this year, you need to be looking at your client base and saying, which of my clients are going to need the most service this AEP, and start organizing your clients.
One of my favorite hot takes right now is categorizing and bundling your book of business and your clientele. I think on the surface, it sounds real, not like everyone's being treated fairly. This is a business. I'll be the one that wears that hat of like the truth of the nature is if you have a person who takes up 2 hours of your AEP for their PDP that you're not going to get paid, you're not being treated fairly as their agent.
Well, who are you saying no to give that person a yes? You're saying no to 3 people to give one person a yes.
That then is amounting to
nothing.
Anything, if anything, negative instead of just nothing. So like you need to set time aside, especially if you're a multi-line agency. You need to know who is keeping the lights on, who is really funding a lot of our business right now. If you have a large group, honestly, like, yes, their folks need to be taken care of on the Medicare side a little bit higher than some of your other folks that maybe are a sole PDP and the random med sup you've been trying to win for the last 3 years. Like there is so much going on, and it's not because we want to serve anyone less. It's so you have the ability to serve more people appropriately.
Exactly.
We have 56 days in AEP, and that comes down to somewhere, if you're having, an hour-long appointments, which if you are, we need to have another conversation, but it's 280 appointments roughly in the course of an AEP. 30-minute appointments puts that at 560. Do you have more than 560 folks that are receiving negative news this AEP? I'm going to go out on a limb and say probably.
Or do you want that many new clients?
Correct.
Yes, like that's how we make money, is by growing our book of business. The more open appointments you have available, the more clients that you could potentially have added to your book. So now, how would I organize my current book of business? One, I would look at any of my clients that that are on a plan that I fear is going to be SAR. Again, we don't know all of them. We do know a good amount of them. So looking at plans like who's on a plan that's 3.5 stars or less. That's typically a low performing plan. Who's on a plan that is currently non-commissionable? that's a good indicator of my BSAR, just things like that, organizing my MA clients that way.
What plans are maybe not showing on first looks
What
that
plans
we
are
have
not showing on
received?
first looks? That's a big one.
So, I mean, if the first look includes not seeing that plan at all, like it's probably not going to magically appear come October.
Yeah,
So,
great point. And so I would organize by plan type. I would organize it based on PDP versus MA, because your appointments should look different for those two types of clients. I would organize it based on who has ancillary products like cancer insurance or hospital indemnity, does not have those plans. I would just start organizing my clients to know who is going to need my time this year, maybe more so than others.
because I mean, there's a whole other avenue to some of this, and I'm not so sure this might be in a cafe episode of itself, is just the idea of member activation.
Oh, we need
That
to
is
do
a
a cafe
whole
on member activation.
other
Oh,
conversation
yes.
that is being had right now.
Woo,
which
and that's a doozy.
might mean that your 280-hour-long appointments goes down to 225.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some ideas, and it honestly, if we zoom out enough, they are good changes. They
Yeah.
are being put into place to help the individual and
Yeah.
and agent that folks want to utilize year and year again.
Yeah.
So they are good changes, but
They're just work.
but they're changes.
They're
And
work.
there's always, even if it's the best system in the world that is being changed, there's going to be some growing pains
Yeah.
to that. So
I
should
got a
probably
great
write that down.
question. Is it too late to get a HIP certification? I'm in a birthday rule affected state and worry the rate increases will cause some long-term clients to bail. Correct. So two things about that. It is not too late to take the AHIP. Actually, point number 4 on here is finish certifications now. And so really, like, it's not too late to take the AHIP until never. If you want to write AEP business, you need to have everything certified and done and ready to sell by December 7th to have one day of writing during AEP. I would recommend.
there are some carriers that are implementing earlier deadlines to certifications.
Good to
So
know.
it might not be December 7th. It could be November. It could be
Yeah.
October. So as much as, like, yes, you have until the end of the year, we are seeing some trends from carriers raising that deadline early and earlier because, they don't necessarily want to be processing certifications or processing your status
Mhm.
in the middle of AEP. So you may see some of that. I would encourage you to do it ASAP
Yeah.
and get that done with.
So anyways, you do, again, get it done. It is not too late. My thing is you need to be certified now. If you were just like, oh, I'll certify in September, I'll get that taken care of. Certify now. No, you are not going to have the carriers do anything wrong. With the closer, to Ben's point, the closer we get to October 1st, the longer it takes for your certifications to process because carriers tend to put all their resources into new business, into the marketing, into the agent support. So get certified now. Plus, every single year, there's something that pops up last minute that everybody's like, oh, I didn't expect to need to write this really regional carrier. And you're doing certifications last minute for a carrier during AEP. So don't do that. Get certified now. It's not too late. Don't forget that if this is your first time taking the AHIP, you do get AHIP discounts through Integrity Connect. Just go to your Integrity Connect portal, click on benefits, and you do get a discount, just like you would through the carriers. But the carriers require you to usually to have some production or take it through them. You can take it direct with AHIP, do it through Integrity Connect. A couple more things I would say. What are agents doing right now that are successful? Attending rollouts. We're telling you right now, looking at sneak peeks is not going to give you a whole lot of information about who's going to win this year. But now I'm telling you to take time out of your day to go to a rollout. Yes. 1, make friends and get to know your regional reps because they will help disperse leads. They can help you get into different locations. They can help you network. They can help escalate issues for you, in addition to what we will do for you, absolutely. But knowing your local rep is incredibly valuable. So go to these local rollouts, get to meet them, learn about the plans, learn about what their extra little kick is going to be for them this year. It is worth the investment to go and be at those face-to-face.
Especially if you are an agent or agency considering events. Do not let the first time your regional person or regional representative sees and or hears your name be in an email saying, I would like to represent your company. That is just not going to go over well. In fact, a lot of those are probably already filled at this rate, and you can kiss the idea of your events goodbye.
But they'll need people to sub in. Like if you are newer to the industry, you want to get your foot in the door in certain places. Excellent way to get that done. I have a couple questions, but let me finish this really quick. Number 4, I think we're at prepping, or 3. Because I did 4, yeah. Prepping your networking partners. talking to your pharmacist, talking to the providers, talking to your lawyers, anybody who you consider a strategic alliance, talk to them now and let them understand, because the fourth quarter is busy for everybody,
Yeah.
like everybody. So making sure that you're talking with them now and just kind of reconnecting, warning them. One of the biggest hot topics right now for both pharmacists and providers are these GLP-1 bridge worksheets. So making sure you're providing them and helping educate them, but just meeting now, because it is going to be too late, too busy come quarter four. So take this time to meet with them.
Quick question, not to derail. Do we know what the next
Because we've been on track so well this whole time.
That's the lava special.
Yes.
Do we know what additional medications are being tied to the Inflation Reduction Act going into this
Oh
next
my
year?
goodness. The additional 10 medications that are on for the negotiations,
Mhm.
we do know them. I don't know them.
I don't know
the
them.
world knows them, though. We should
You
find
know
out.
them.
Producer Alex. Dead space.
A blackout
We'll come
period,
back.
blackout period for contracting, Christy. That is right on the cusp of the tsunami that comes next week. So
Well,
like,
let's understand. Are you talking about to transfer a contract or to get a new contract?
I guess that's fair.
If you're wanting to transfer, because it's also, this is going to have a question. I have another person's asking me, like, is there a way to get this information from a growth expert? As mentioned, that I'm not through senior marketing specialist. So, and in that way, and they're not, doesn't look like they're through an Integrity partner, so they don't have access to Integrity Connect. Number one, if you ain't working with us,
What you doing?
what you doing? Because we're pretty neat. It's not required to work with us to be a fan of and be a member of Medicare Cafe, but there does come with a lot of perks, if you will. So call our office, talk to them. Now, a lot of the things that we do offer to agents do require that you be a contract with us, because I don't want to work super, super hard to help somebody else benefit and grow off of your book of business. But I do believe that raising tides raises all ships. And it is our responsibility in this industry to make sure all agents have access to education. So call us. There are some things that we can offer to you if you are not an agent through senior marketing specialist or an integrity agent. But understand, we're also going to talk to you about, like, hey, this is what we could be giving to you if you switch to us as your upline. Now, blackout periods for contracting, completely, again, kind of align with that. Most carriers are going to have either a September 1st or an October 1st, as in we are not allowed to move your contracts, period. We're also, and of course they do. We do the same thing. If somebody calls and says, hey, I need to move my contracts, we do not have the bandwidth to process releases after September 1st, because we are busy working for you to make sure you have the best AEP ever. So talk to us about that, and we can tell you specifically about what those contracts are. Do it now, right?
Yeah.
Even if you're trying to leave us for AEP, I don't want anybody to leave us, but if you're trying to leave us and you're like, I'll call in tomorrow, do it now, because we have to stop processing those come September.
Yeah.
How do you find out who your regional and or growth manager is? Call our office.
Yes.
1-800-689-2800, 1-800-689-2800. You're going to call, you're going to talk to Clarissa. Clarissa is God's gift to this earth. She's fantastic. When you call our office, you get a human being every time. And we'll be sure to let you know who exactly is your growth specialist, who is your manager and your regional manager, and we'll get you connected with them and their team. Ben leads a team. Will Pierce leads a team. Fantastic people. Call them. Don't talk to me. I'm useless.
Not useless. You're just locked away.
I was going to say, you said you're just, and I was like, careful, careful.
I put my job on the line earlier. I can't.
You really
I can't
did.
go full in. And then, Brad, you mentioned Blue Cross Blue Shield of Kansas, where you can't recertify yet. I haven't seen certifications come out for the
A lot of those
BCPSs just
a lot
yet.
of
The
those
regionals
regionals.
are funky,
They play by their own rules. They play their own rules, and
which I can appreciate.
I can understand it. They can be agile. Like
It's
a cat.
fun.
Clarissa is awesome. Michelle, I agree. Clarissa is awesome. We love her. The last thing I was gonna say, let me see. I did it all. Prepping your partners, attending carrier rollouts, organizing your book, finishing up certifications, and learning tech.
I want
Please.
to add one thing to your prep your partners.
Prep the partners.
I would also encourage you to not stop growing your list of partners.
Facts.
Because with all of the disruption, someone who may have had a long-lasting relationship with them in the past may have decided to either step away from the space or is not what's the word I'm looking for?
Tell me.
Partaking in AEP as far as prescription drug plans. If that's a mom and pop pharmacy, huge value of as an
Yeah.
agent to them is to talk about prescription coverage and how that's going to change for them. So you continue to check back in with folks, even if you don't have like a written out or verbal or relationship with that organization just
Sure.
yet. I do think now is we are on kind of the waking hour of we need to have those pipelines
I agree
really
completely.
organized and orchestrated
Yeah.
and expectations set with our partners as well as within our own house.
Now is a really good time to set those expectations with your partners and to create those new ones. Beautifully said. In my head, I was laughing again at, can you double click on that? Because I think that's brilliant. I'm just gonna toot my own
With a
horn.
raise of hands in the chat, please let us know if you plan on telling people to double click on it if you want them to
Can you
expand
please?
on
Can
the
I
topic.
please? Like, I want this to be. This is my fetch. Like, this is my fetch of like, hey, double click on that. Expand on that, please. Okay.
Hardly used.
Oh.
It's not the Inflation Reduction Act, but that's what will be on the.
Wegovy and everything, I think,
Wegovy,
was-
Fondale, the pound.
That was April, so that was for
the
going into
the GLP-1
2026,
bridges.
yes.
Yep. Okay.
We'll take a look.
We'll get more. We'll get about what those renegotiated 10 renegotiated drugs are for 2027. Okay.
6, 7
Guys,
comes after 7.
6, 7. Oh my god. Guys, my son starts
no.
kindergarten Thursday. And I am unwell.
It starts Thursday.
Thursday.
Tim
He
started
starts.
today.
I know. At where we go to school, they start a couple days after the kids start.
Just Kate, not you. You go to work.
No, this is a joint effort.
Oh,
This is a joint effort. Okay, that is a list. Which is gonna be that's gonna be confusing. So Alex pulled up the 2027 negotiated Medicare Part D drugs: Ozempic, Ribulus,
yep.
and
I think
Wegovy.
we have to go through every
They-
prescription, actually.
No, please don't make me. Oh dear God, please don't make me. Speaking of kindergarten, it sounds like I need to go back. But it's gonna be confusing because that's specifically for type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular, and it says obesity on there. So interesting how that will be confused with the GLP-1 bridge. Define, Queen.
There's
Double
a
click that.
schizophrenic medication on there. I feel like that's one that usually doesn't get included.
No, because schizophrenia medication is
Yeah, it's down there,
expensive.
yeah.
Very cool.
Vraylar?
Guys, I would like to be done now.
Oh,
I think.
okay.
Goodbye.
Bye. Guys, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, sets, or promises, again, please reach out to us. That is my cell phone number. If you're like, Olivia, how do I talk to a growth specialist? How do I figure it out? You can text me. It is real. I've been texting with people this whole time. They love me. No, they don't. They just want to figure out how to get to these people. Call our office, 1-800-689-2800. Talk to Clarissa and she will make sure she gets you hooked up with your growth specialist. There's so much going on with this AEP, guys. You need to have a partner in this with you who's invested in your growth, invested in your success. Tis I, invested in your success. Tis Ben.
I'm preying on downfalls over here.
You bet your career on a couple things in this meeting.
I'm all in. Why stop now?
So until next time, y'all, have fun
Make money
and give impeccable service. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Ben, for joining.